So last week, status, release done, Azure AD, so some news about that. Let me copy that because everything almost makes sense. 27, 2015. So status, release. So now it's released on Azure 2. Yesterday, Azure AD, which is weird. So this is the Azure Authentication module here. And what is weird is that I know someone from Microsoft was supposed to create a pull request. Interesting. Supposed to create a pull request to add the missing features. So it's not there. I will check. But I saw the code. So it's just not Azure AD missing role sync. It has been added. So when you have the roles in Azure AD, it will be mapped to the roles in this module in Orchard. Status, this is it. Gallery. Gallery deployed. Gallery deployed here. So the website is orchardgallery.azureWebsites.net. There are some little issues, but that's fine. So I put some text, meaning you can play with it. Feel free to break it. That's fine. You can sign in and manage your package using the same credentials as on Gallery Orchard Project. So if you try to sign in, then you can use the credentials from the gallery. Let me share the link here. You can also point to the feed service URL, API feed service URL to get the OData feed of this gallery. There are some issues like the screenshots which are not exported here. I just found out when I tried it, but I will add them. Can I see the screenshots here? No, there should be a screenshots tag which is missing. I will add them because at the time I made the OData I did not have screenshots, so this will be fixed, but otherwise it works. The issues that I know are that some thumbnails are broken because I didn't copy them and they are in the database, so they are missing. I will rebuild them. Otherwise, it works fine. See? So feel free to try it, break it, find security issues or stuff you don't like or not manageable questions. And actually I have a link on this Orchard repository, so Orchard Gallery/issues. So if you find anything, just create an issue. We can track that. There is no source code right now, next step, but at least you can create issues and feedback on the gallery. It's hosted on Azure, on a website, SQL C database right now. What else? Any questions about that? Search should work. Works, beautiful. Deploy demos, elections. I will do the status after that. So elections, I published, well, if I go complex, orchard.complex. Call for candidates. Let me paste the link. So I created the thread. I tweeted about it. What? Again? Every year I made a mistake. So what's the issue? I believe you mean by November 3rd, you mean 3 November.
Yeah, I have no idea what he wants to say.
What's the issue here? November 3rd isn't it how you...
So you say that anyone can vote who between the November the 3rd and November the 17th has any activity. But didn't you mean November the 3rd
Yes,
last
this
year?
is wrong. Yeah, right. This is wrong. I copy-pasted this time here, and actually it should have been from last election to the beginning of that. Yeah, so that's right. You're right. I need to fix it. Yeah, I thought the issue was because you changed. Yeah, okay. So okay, just to let's make a French. Well, you answer, and you don't even say, "Oh, I'm a candidate," by the way. Or is it that you haven't contributed between November 3rd and November whatever, and you say it doesn't make sense? Okay, Antoine, Bertrand. Brett, will you be the...
Hey there.
Will you be the one to track the votes this year again?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. You're awesome. Do you just join us every time we have an election?
No, just coincidence. I was available today, so I joined, and you happen to be talking about elections. It's
Great,
good.
thank
Great. Yeah, we can look at the way we did it last year. I think we did post those notes. Maybe just do it the same way. I have a GUID that I give everyone.
Yep.
So the email vote at brettmorrison.com. It's all been written up before, I think.
Yeah, I have the same text as last year. I will publish it next week because it's still open until next week.
Sounds good.
So that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I missed the last 6 weeks. I guess I'll look at YouTube.
Yeah, I think Benedek actually deployed these videos. We were also missing the last 6 weeks videos online because Benedek decided not to come to the meetings anymore. But I recorded it and then you played.
That's not exactly true.
Yeah.
Wait. He decided, or was he in a Hungarian prison or something?
No, a lot of work. No prison. At least I don't know about that, except for work.
But that's work.
Prison of projects.
Yeah, something like that. And deadlines.
Good. Questions about the elections? I haven't registered either. You see. Oh, fuck this thing. I don't even know what it is. Did it work? It didn't. Oh, shit. I can't even... I don't know what it is. Okay, great. I don't receive any more notification by email that there are new discussions. Is it that there are no new discussions, or is the email notification broken for Codeplex? RSS, emails. I'm using emails. Okay. No questions about the election, so call for candidate. Still open till next week. Demos. We have some demos.
I do. I can show you documentation. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, we can hear Antoine.
I could not. I didn't hear the question that you...
Oh.
I can show you what I did about documentation.
Can't you hear Antoine now, Sebastian?
Oh, yes, I can now.
All right.
This, and we'll see something else, by the way. Okay, everyone has been very active. So, one pull request from Thursday, which is improving the Redis manipulation for keys. Piotr is here. Remember, Piotr, you provided some code to delete all the entries on the Redis server.
Oh yeah, the Lua script. Yeah.
Yes, and Carl improved it. Apparently, he said there was another way to do that, which was not blocking. So he provided it. So.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I read the discussion that there is now it's supported through the this library that we're using. It wasn't supported at that time.
Okay, good. So yeah, I pulled it. This one is a pull request on master because it's a change in the readme.md, fixing some links and stuff. I'm fixing a version number, so it's good. I will merge it into OneINX and dev later. I also pushed something in master myself, which is fixing the portal scripts. This file, the parameters.xml, which is used by the Azure portal. This is what was blocking the deployment on Azure. So now it's fixed and they deployed it, so it's available on the portal. This thing from Lombic, I haven't tried it. You want to show it, Zoltan? If you have something ready?
I could. It's super simple.
Yeah. So it apparently is a way to add a new menu item on another menu item under another menu item. So we'll see that. This is a fix from Matthew about the README. This is the one that I pulled from Carl. This is about fixing the taxonomy autocomplete text box where you could not delete the last element. And these are already adding a go back to where you were. Link to post-registration pages. Okay, a return URL here. And it's literally go back to where you were. Who cares?
That was an existing issue, Sebastian.
Yeah, but for future version, right?
Yeah, the future is now.
No, future version means who cares?
Yeah, well, we cared because it was a suitable task for a beginner or developer.
Poor guy. You see, future version meaning yeah, nice ID, but do you really want that right now? Well, it doesn't hurt, but yeah, that's weird.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. You should register on our WatchAd website just to try that.
I know a few of them that are really cool.
One sec. Return URL.
Yeah, actually, the issue was opened when there was no return URL feature for registration at all, and it was halfway added in the meantime. So actually, there is a return URL passed to the registration something action, and that can be used later on as well.
Isn't that an issue actually?
What do you mean?
You are injecting a URL from the query string directly in the view of someone, so it's an open redirect issue. I can give you a link that you think, because you are actually hiding the link, you think it will go on the Orchard site, it's going somewhere else. This is why we don't do things like that too. Like writing return URLs from the query string. It's an open redirect. You can write anything in your query string here, on the front end.
That's a good point. Yes.
So if it was from the view model, right, but here it's from the query string. So you need to fix it.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Or postpone it to a future version. When it's
Unfortunately.
Okay, good. Removing duplicate recipe call. What branch was that? Dev? Okay, you have time. Setup service. So removing duplicate recipe call. Okay. This was already called before, so priority setting to the Orchard setup module manifest. Okay, I saw Sipke talking about it and making a PR for that. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, so I closed that PR because all that's needed is adding this priority. I didn't even know it existed. It was discovered by Jean Clery. He found the issue that I originally found ran into, and he concluded that this is all that would be needed instead of my pull request, which is much better.
Okay. So yeah, the idea is that when we order features, we first do it based on dependencies, and if there is an equality in the dependencies, you can still reorder them by using the priority here. That's how it works. Okay, good. Well, everyone was on vacation last week, apparently. Even Sipke. Or maybe too much too big deadlines for Sipke, like Benedek.
Yeah. That's sometimes you need to do extra work.
Yeah, and when you do extra work, Orchard is lacking work. Good. So we have a demo from Antoine and Zoltan. Antoine, can you go? Tell us what you need to say. Or let me give you.
Yeah.
And then Zoltan. No, you don't want to give control.
Oops.
You want to present.
Okay.
We stop presenting in case it's blocking you.
Connecting. Can you see my screen?
It's loading, and I can see it now. Thanks.
Okay. So I am currently testing Read the Docs, which could be a solution to manage our documentation with new features inside. So
So we talked about the documentation, I think, 2 or 3 months, well, 3 months ago, let's say, during a meeting on Tuesday, and yes, Daniel had done something on the wiki, but we had issues and we evaluated multiple solutions. The wiki, the main issue was the security because anyone could edit the wiki. And then in the end, we said the only solution we can use is the one we have today. This is the best one we have. But during the harvest, we mentioned read the docs, which might solve all the issues we had found. The issues being that we need something based on GitHub, because we like pull request and it's open and it's markdown, so everyone is happy with that, and we can have branches also. An issue that this one is fixing is the fact that we can have docs, open docs. We can define all the pages we want, all the articles we want, without even defining those pages, and the stock will still be available, so people can know how to contribute and what to add to the documentation. And this is all I have to say. I don't know whatever you've done with that, Antoine, so please show us.
Yes, so ReadTheDocs is used by many open source projects to host their documentation. So as you said, it allows you to create a repository on GitHub and to make files that are then compiled and transformed into .html files. So I made a simple test. I forked their template repository on my account. Then I created on readthedocs.org a project called RTD-template, and I linked it to the GitHub repository, as you can see. Then I just added 1 or 2 markdown files that we have in our documentation. So the main goal was to be able to retrieve our files and to manage them in ReadTheDocs. So by default, ReadTheDocs has .rst files, but if you configure the configuration, you can specify a markdown parser and say that each .markdown or .md files will be parsed. So this is quite simple. You can specify other information. You can then specify your own theme if you want. And then each time a file is committed, is changed or added, there is a merge. The docs are compiled and you can access them through an URL like this. So this is a subdomain on readthedocs.org, but you can configure your project and add a CNAME in your domain to redirect to this URL.
So when I looked at the documentations from other sites, there was something which was very interesting. 2 things. First, it was supporting images. It was very easy to include an image compared to what we have today. And second thing was that you could inject snippets of code from actual code files. So you don't have to copy paste the code. You can say you can point to a section of a file in a GitHub repository. So you can say open this file foo.cs from line 10 to 15 and inject it into the documentation. This way you can even use unit test on the code that you have in your documentation. It references actual code. I think it's also very nice, the images and the code thing. But
I haven't tested that.
but I don't think it was based on Markdown. They were using another language which looked like a lot like Markdown, but had these hooks to be able to inject images and source code. So I will have to check.
Yes, but maybe the RST file I was talking about.
Yes, maybe RST language. I should have.
I don't remember what is exactly RST, but you can have
Correct.
.load.
Yes.
You can have, as you say, some snippets, some.
Can we look at some more advanced example I just include just to see if it looks like
Yes.
Markdown still?
Um,
And I think there is also preview in the support for GitHub.
but this is a simple template, though, so I don't have
If you look at
advanced.
the ASP.NET source code, for instance.
Yep.
ASP.NET documentation. The ASP.NET documentation. Font file. So GitHub understands that. RST files. I don't find images here. So I pasted a link on the chat if you want to. Oh, you have one.
You have
And,
some.
and this looks like a lot like Markdown. This is the same, but you see, yes, literally include, and you can point to a file. So I like it. I think it's good. What people think, Bertrand? What do you think about it? It's like Markdown, but you also have processing instructions to inject files and snippets.
Yeah, so how is the conversion going to be performed? Can we have some documents in Markdown, some
Yes,
in that?
because as you showed, yes, based on the yeah.
Okay.
We can put both of them enhance by creating some TOCs or new files, and keep the old one.
So we could either copy paste all the Markdown files we have and then rearrange them. We can even rename them .rst and just inject the
Yes.
snippets we want.
What we need to add is an actual title, an H1.
Yes,
Because,
because the title is not taken from the file name like we did in the documentation,
Exactly.
like Bertrand did. Everything. So then we can have, and this is also better for titles. We can have the files with the conventions and the title different. Okay, that's good. Yeah,
Looks good to me.
very nice. We can continue on that. And also related to documentation, Matthew Harris has worked a lot.
Yes.
Can you show what he did?
I can show you. I contacted him and I offered him to work a bit more with us. So maybe he could be added to the repository as a member
Yes, we
of the
can.
project.
Can you open what he did just to show people because it's very interesting?
Yes, just a second.
No, now. The second has passed.
Sorry.
When do you come to Redmond?
Next week.
I assume, but next week is too late, no?
So he made getting started with module.
Modules.
Modules, yes.
Yes, this one. So he made a 4 parts tutorial on building modules. It's
Many,
really it's not
screenshots.
documentation, the format of documentation, but in the format of tutorials, like step 1, step 2, do that, change this code, look at what it changes. So yeah,
Yes.
screenshots and everything.
Nice, as you say, screenshots and steps and.
Lots of content. It's huge.
With that, I might actually get spoiled.
So that's all what I wanted to show.
Thank you. Yeah, so if you want to work on the reader docs, feel free to copy everything and to have something ready so we can point to that maybe instead, or maybe we can have it. We can start working on that. The issue is it's currently integrated in the website, so I think it's just a menu item. So we will have to change the menu item to this new site. I think that's okay. So once it's ready, well, we can communicate with the people working on the documentation that they should at least work on the new repository first, or also do the same changes on the new repository. Right now it's mostly Matthew and you. That should be okay. So yeah, I think you can work on that, and once it's ready with the current content, we can move the link to that, so that to make it public.
Yes, or maybe create at first an RTD branch.
Oh, you can do that?
I think so.
Oh, so we don't even need a new repository. You can use the current one. Okay, good. Yeah, try that. And then merge it to master when we want to point master. And okay.
Okay.
Or merge to master or switch master. Yeah, we can then delete everything from master and put your files, and it will be okay. Okay, good.
And Matthew created some issues to discussing about how we can reorganize documentation, remove all the outdated pages, that kind of issues.
Okay. I also have a talk, maybe to start from. I will share it also, just for all the content we need somewhere and somehow, if we need to reorganize it. Good.
Okay.
Thanks. Zoltan?
Let me show you my screen, if I can. Yeah, I can. By the way, if you hear some purring, it's my cat in my lap, on my lap. So, what are we talking about? A very big issue with Orchard was that when editing a multi-level menu, you couldn't add a menu item directly under another menu item. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, go ahead, please.
All right, cool. So what happens in Orchard 1.9.2 is the following. Let's imagine you have a multi-level menu here. You try to add the custom link. You try to add the custom link like test1. That was a test2. So test1 here. And if you want to add a menu item under this test1 directly, so you don't want to mess up your whole menu for a few seconds on your live side, then you still can't do that, because when you add test1.1 here, you need to move it under test1. So of course we all know that. Now the fix is about being able to add a custom link or whatever link directly under test1 in this case, by selecting it. So it's a click here, add custom link. Sorry?
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And now you see that test1.2 was added directly under test1. So of course it goes the same way as usually, if you want to get out of this, you click again and nothing happens. You also have a helpful hint about this here.
Let me see what I can't see the hint. Can you unselect that?
It's a standard hint,
If
so
you like.
span class hint.
Okay, that's fine. Good. Beautiful. I would not have thought about clicking to select. I would have added. It would have been awful. So yeah, that's good. Great, and no security issue with this one. Impressive. Well,
You see, we can do that.
I think there is no security issue with that. You need JavaScript, but yeah, for this full menu item, you need JavaScript. Good, thank you. Beautiful. I knew you could be useful.
Is it accessible?
Sometimes.
Yeah, no. Well, good question. But the full navigation editor is not accessible, so it won't.
Yeah.
So next step, can you make the full menu edition accessible?
Oh, that's very complicated. I don't think
No.
so.
Shortcuts.
I don't even
keyboard
understand the
shortcuts.
question.
That should be easy.
You should be able to build a menu with all the features using just a keyboard.
And that should be easy. Because it's just navigating menu items, moving them with like control left, control right to change the hierarchy, and some shortcuts to create to click on the add new, which will use your current selection. That should be very easy.
Yeah, the reason I'm mentioning it now, as opposed to in general, is that what you've done should actually make this easier.
Yep, because you can navigate now menu items. So and I think it's a good job for a new developer on Orchard.
And I know of at least one user who would be super ecstatic about this.
And we will retweet about it.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
By the way, for such an accessible keyboard navigation, shouldn't we also have a corresponding table of contents? Like, if you want to do this, use that keyboard shortcut everywhere.
Yes and no. So Daniel made it for the layout. You have you can click on help and it opens a dialog with all the shortcuts. But I suggested that we actually point to the documentation site, which is more easily editable and can be released more often than waiting for the new version with the new documentation. So yes, when we have the documentation, a link to the documentation page, or a link to the documentation page, even if it's empty, and anyone can prove that. But yes, we need something, because otherwise nobody can guess. Agreed? Okay, everyone agrees because no one disagrees. That's good. Cool. What else? Let me take it. Anyone has a demo to do? No? Thanks. So, sharing back. Demos Antoine. Zoltan. Items. Elections done. What else? Harvest done and done. Beautiful. All my expense reports are done. Finance correctly. The videos are online. I hope you liked it. You liked it?
Yes, they are awesome.
The videos. Are we going to have? Are we going to have an additional video using? Okay.
No. Why would you have such an idea that we'll have people work on the video? And yes,
okay.
I was thinking about it. No. It's hunting. How do you say? Hunting. Hunted? Hunting me? Well.
Hunting you.
Yeah. Yes.
It was hounding me.
No. And because I need to do it, I know. And I'm pushing it because I need to work also, and not just doing Adobe Premiere. Though I'm very good at Adobe Premiere now. as you may have seen in the videos. So I was thinking maybe not yet, because we have all the videos, that's already fine, but definitely before next harvest as a promotion tool. Do you agree? Are you fine with that? Not yet, but and also because I don't have the files, Bertrand. I think they're on a hard disk somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Maybe on the
I know
desk.
where.
Okay, that's good. As long as you know where they are.
Yeah, I have it in my hand.
So if you want to work on that, that's fine too. There's a folder / camera.
No,
You have all the-
I'll drop by.
Okay, no, before next year. Okay, so just for a promotion video. So that's the current status of this video. I'm afraid I won't be able to do as good as the first one, but we'll see. Orchard Harvest. So no, good. All the videos are there. The last one was from George, and I haven't heard anything bad. Or yeah, good. I think it's Rob or Russell. I can't remember who of you said nice job shipping the video so fast. Rob. Yeah. It could have been faster if we know that Bertrand had access to the account, but we didn't know, and it was funny. At some point, Bertrand said, "Hey, I can push the videos if you want." Yes, thank you. Orchard Harvest, so done and done. Next year will be soon. Nothing more to do. Such a relief every time. What else? Oh, yes, Orchard. The next update. So Nick is not here, and Nick is the de facto lead of Orchard V2. Nick is not here, so news. What happened on Orchard V2 last week? Not much. I know he's working on the recipes, because he mentioned that in the Gitter IM chat. If I haven't mentioned it yet, let me show you. So you know there is a Gitter IM tool that is linked from GitHub, and there is a room for Brochard. Okay, that we will rename very soon. We can talk about it. So if you want to talk about Orchard, you can join the Orchard room. It's linked from the GitHub repository. Let me show you how to access that. If you go on the Orchard website on GitHub, you click that, and it goes to this room. And there is the same thing for Brochard. I'm not sure there is a link, but you can just go to the URL, and you can talk about it if you have questions, you want to help. So this is where we exchange. So Nick has been working on the recipe. I think he mentioned it in the talk. Yes, and fixing bugs. So there are also pull requests from, I don't know who this is, JVX 111. He submitted some issues and pull requests. I also worked on V2 last week, mostly on the data access, after some discussions with Bertrand and Nick. And I'm trying to work on anti-framework. I'm doing some progress, but I'm also finding bugs on anti-framework which are blocking us. But it's progressing. When I have something to show, I will show. What else? Questions? Oh, yeah. So the next steps in terms of Orchard V1 are the gallery, which I deployed, and now you can. Did I mention it here? Gallery deployed. I will add it to the notes for Benedek. Orchard gallery.azurewebsites.net. So feel free and please try that. And create bug file issues on the website if you need to. If you find some issues. 1.10. Time to ship 1.10 because this was the schedule. Once we shipped 1.9.2, we should work on 1.10. Feature complete, we'll say. We don't expect any new big features. We are just fixing bugs and improvements like a new security issues, but Zoltan will fix it. So we can start thinking about shipping 1.10. What should we do? What are we waiting for in 1.10? I don't think any. Yes, we are waiting for that. I'd like to wait for Azure AD authentication because it's almost done authentication, and we're just waiting for pull request. I have the code for, so I don't know why it's not a pull request. But this is the only thing I think that will prevent us from shipping. If Sipke was still here, who is using the dev branch right now in prod? I know Sipke and Daniel are using it actively. I think on Beat Gaming also. No one else? No one else. Okay. So we'll have to ask Sipke and Daniel what they think about dev, if they have any remaining issues. We'll start reacting more aggressively on dev and starting maybe on Thursday to define what is a ship blocker for dev. So define what is blocking ship. That should be it. Any question on that? Nope. Okay. I have nothing more on the schedule. Does anyone want to talk about anything? Usually at this point, Nick says I want to talk about Orchard V2, but he's not here. So feel free to start any new topic. Elections? Elections, very easy. Good. Zoltan, any complaints?
Not yet. I will have a few later, probably.
When?
After the meeting offline.
After the meeting offline?
No complaints now.
Okay. Good. Well,
we could do some joint triaging, so everybody gets a feeling of what happens on Thursday.
Oh, you want to do some triaging right now? That's always your idea. So first, let's look, because we were talking about it, let's look at what is blocking 1.10. So just as a reminder, I create releases for specific versions when we want to target bug fixes that have to be fixed for specific versions. For instance, 1.9.10 meaning it's open, 1.9x meaning it's open, you can work anytime you want on that. It's not in future version, it's like, yes, we agree we should have that, do it when you can, and it's compatible with a short cycle release. But here, I just want to check if there are any, you see, assign issue to 1.10, which means it's blocking. So this one is because wanting to review a pull request which has been merged, and we actually don't understand the impact of that. Well, I don't. Lock object that removed, okay. Cannot clone content item with multiple identity providers, fixing fully good. Let me check just first who assigned it to 1.10. That's me, so that must be. Configurable recipe execution timeout. This must be pull request. And layout CSS class should be prefixed by layout designer. Just I assume not to collide with the other ones, but this doesn't look like a ship blocker. Maybe. So this is the current status. Then otherwise, we look at milestone without milestone, meaning it hasn't been triaged. And we can look at the latest ones. Oh, let's look at the PRs first. I like to look at the PRs because it's better to look at actual work than complaints. It's better if you have a fix to your complaint. Fix for browser unfriendly characters. Also, this is the latest one. This one is very easy to understand. When we generate nonces, which are secrets that are passed in URLs, for instance, when we send an email to confirm that you own the email, you have to click back on a link, and this link contains a nonce which identifies you as the user who actually created the registration and got the email. So you can't forge a registration validation email, okay, or validation URL. So this user found an issue. I don't know his name, Kumar. If he's here, please shout and tell us that you're here. So the issue is that when we encode, meaning encrypt the data in the nonce, we convert it to base64 in the URL, so that it's a cryptic value, okay, instead of an XML. Well, actually, it's more readable. Well, it's less cryptic actually. So maybe I was wrong here. So the encode will return a string with weird chars because it's encrypted, and 2base64 will clean it. And but the issue is that 2base64 sometimes has incompatible chars to the URL, so it's suggesting to also URL encode. And it was URL encoding the encode. I suggested to URL encode the base64, for main reason being that the current nonces which have been generated and you have in your emails wouldn't break if they are not already broken. If they are already broken, it means they have a special char for the URL. If they are not broken, they will still work, because encoding something which is not broken won't change anything. So I'm suggesting to do a 2base64 off URL token encode. Yes. Feel free to comment. This one will remain this way because I already triaged it. This one is very interesting because lots of people will like the change. So this is a long due pull request that Barrow made to allow anyone to define new folders to host themes and modules. So you can have your own modules folder and your own themes folder, and you define the name that you want. So that's very useful. Zoltan will agree on that.
Totally.
We reviewed it many times, doing some feedback, and he included the feedback, so it's beautiful. The only thing which is, so then last week I asked him again to target dev and to squash everything, meaning instead of having 100 commits, to squash everything into one commit, because it's a single feature in one commit. It's better to have not to see here the full story of back and forth changes. And what I'm still waiting for is this change to target dev and not OneLinux, because it's risky. It could break some websites if there is a bug, so we don't want to take the risk. We want to target dev and have more time to fix it, okay? So this is the only thing I'm waiting for, targeting dev. But this will be awesome. Revamp dev branch readme, yes. Why? No. You should not do that. So this is the same change which has been applied to master, but here applied to dev. And I will close this one because this is not how it should be done. So the idea is that the readme is only changed on master, at least for these changes. Because if you change the readme targeting a dev change, then you change the readme in the dev. But in this case, it's just for the master. So here we just need to merge master into OneLinux and dev. That's how we do that. And you see same thing here. Closing. Oh, crap.
You stopped presenting.
I know, because the button appeared under my mouse. When I wanted to change a tab, there is a window which popped out and appeared under my mouse when I clicked. So I wanted that. Doesn't comment. And this one from Baruch also, a variant against dev. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we have two pull requests with the same changes. One which is not squashed for dev, and one which is squashed but for one. This is so sad. Okay, and the other ones we have discussions going on. So good, on time. Questions? Okay, good. See you on Thursday.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Good evening.